you the been. And she love me when I'm in it. And she never be pretending. Nothing that's friend. She gon' tell you what she bought it. Cause she know you can't afford it.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. You are watching the E-Spot with Camille. I am your host, Camille Cower. I am so super excited because today is the... I'm going to fix this in post where it's going to be a real drum roll, maybe. My 100th episode, and I get to spend it with my one and only Danny Russo. Can't wait to bring him in. He's interior designer. We were talking about fashion. Yeah, look, might as well, right? Like, if you design one, you can design them all.
Right.
So thank you so much for celebrating my special day with me. You look amazing.
Thank you for having me. I know. I feel like I just came from the set of Dancing with the Stars. They did a spray tan on me, and I might have a little bit of Shake Shack mixed in.
So wait, what is Shake Shack?
Shake Shack's, I never had Shake Shack? Girl, you're missing out. Shake Shack. It's like luxury steak and shake.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a product for beards.
No. It's a burger. It's a burger. I went from the set of my stuff to eating a hamburger, and that's whatever.
I just don't even picture you eating a hamburger.
I typically don't eat. I was with my friend Sean, and I'm like, "Are you hungry?" He's like, "Yeah." We drove by. I'm like, "There's Shake Shack." And we didn't stop. We actually came home and had it delivered.
Well, of course, it's quarantine time. But I just have to say, because you look amazing. Like, we've talked all throughout this. We've been FaceTiming. We're real friends off camera, and just even like looking at the beginning of quarantine to now, I would say that you've been doing quarantine right, however you've been doing it. You look amazing. What have you been up to? You don't look a day over 100. No, I'm kidding.
Neither do you. Well, I've been designing like crazy, writing books, doing photo shoots for books. What else am I doing? Filming a TV show.
Tell us more details.
So I had a COVID meltdown, I would call it. And it goes in like late March. I turned 21 on March 23rd.
We celebrated on here, remember?
Yeah, did we? It was okay, more like...
Yeah, we did.
So
it was fun.
I got a pandemic for my 40th birthday.
Yeah.
So I got to the point where I rearranged my furniture so much. My friend had just bought a house in Texas. My production company was just sitting down there waiting, and it was like the trifecta. I'm like, let's film something. And they're like, what do you want to film? I go, I'm not sure. I just know we have something. Yeah. So I got down there the minute we met. We named the show Danny Does Design. We went from one episode in the sizzle reel to, I think, 6 to 10 episodes. I'm still not sure. So I've been down to Texas where it's allegedly a hot spot. I don't get to see anything in Texas aside from a room where I'm either painting, laying floors, hanging wallpaper, or babysitting contractors. So it's fun.
I can imagine babysitting contractors is not fun at all, actually.
No, it's not. And then when you're not there, I've been to Texas 3 times so far. And when I'm not there, that's when the mistakes get made. So it's an intense job.
No.
Somebody's got to do it.
No, but it's going to be for your new show. So when can we watch? Where do we watch? Tell us more about that part as well, because it's with Donna Moss, who is also a guest on our show.
Yes, it's on Home Design Television. So if you go to homedesigntv.com, I don't believe that the network is fully launched yet. We have about 3 or 4 shows. Donna has her show called Best of Show, which we filmed last year. I think I'm on season 2 of that. I'm not real sure. And then we're going to have Danny Does Design. And I think the next one is going to be Ask MacGyver with our talented contractor, Mike MacGyver from Freedom Remodeling in the Fort Worth, Irving, Texas area. So we've been busy, very busy.
Because you're based out of Columbus as well. So that's like you're traveling as well as filming during all of this. What has it been like filming, compared to pre-COVID to post-COVID?
Well, are we post-COVID?
Yeah, we're not. I was wishing ahead.
So I could tell you that flying on an airline, it's like being in detention. but in the air. They leave all the lights on. My first flight, there's absolutely no services. You had to sit in one seat, can't move, can't do anything. Second flight going down there got a little more ritzy, and they gave us a can of canned water, not a bottle. It was a can of water. And trip 3, we got a little gift bag that had a bottle of water, a mini bag of pretzels, and sanitizer wipes. So no alcohol though, and that's detrimental.
So they're not offering alcohol at all on flights?
No alcohol, no food, no, like you get water. If you get water, you're lucky.
Okay. I haven't flown at all since this, so I didn't even think about how does
Hotels,
that all work.
yeah, hotels, there's no maid service. Most of the restaurants aren't open. If they do clean your room, they'll clean it once every 3 days. So everything is upside down. It's quite an experience. And then we're also filming in Dallas, where it just so happens to be 110 degrees. So it's like filming a reality show and doing the project while being on the sun in the middle of hell.
And is it humid there as well? Because
yeah.
I've been to Dallas, but not during the summer.
Oh yeah, heat index of 110, very humid. And it's like you walk outside and it's like, whoa.
Right.
I'm like, last time I was there, I was like, I think my filler just melted. It was that hot.
Oh no!
It was so hot. I came back and I had to get my lip injected again.
Hilarious. So, like with all the traveling that you're doing and your great show that's going on, can you also share a little bit about your book? So, were they filmed? Oh wait, I just thought of this as well. Like with filming with all those hot degrees and it being so hot, were you guys working with the AC on? Because a lot of times they turn that off because it affects the sound. So even if you're indoors or outdoors, it doesn't really matter. It's still 110 degrees. Yeah.
We were lucky enough to be able to film with the air on. So when we would do voiceovers, we'd have to shut the air off, and I would make sure that didn't happen until the evening.
Oh, good call.
Yeah, it was tricky.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like all sweat. Wait till you see the show, because it's literally chaos.
Yeah.
Because I really don't know how I got the things I got. Things were missing. I mean, we're in a world where we get shipping confirmations now for stuff that has been delivered 3 days ago. So it's like, wait, was this ordered? Wasn't this ordered? It's very bizarre to be working in my industry right now.
It sounds like a lot. Because I would assume, since so many people are home, they want to redesign their house. They want to change things around. So of course you've been really busy, but there's still the whole social distancing and mask and so much more elements that are maybe even more costly for you as well. What changes have you had to make or adapt to try to make it feasible to still work while there's a pandemic going on?
Oh, I don't even know where to begin on that one, because I feel like everybody thinks that me and all the contractors, we're all just sitting at home waiting for our phones to ring. And unfortunately, the phones haven't stopped ringing. So jobs are way farther out.
Okay.
And now it's harder to get materials for the jobs. Like the one time I was in Dallas, we went to Sherwin-Williams to pick up paint. They were out of paint. How does the paint store run out of paint? So they had just reopened day one, but it's like really hard to find stuff. Like if you're going to Home Depot, literally it's picked over.
Right.
And you can't find basic, I can't even think of something that you would know off of hand, but like finding basic things, like the shelves were cleared out.
Wow.
It's like, okay, we have to order this. Well, I got Amazon's out of it too. Okay, now what? So we had to be very, very resourceful. And yeah, it's going to be, wait till you see the show.
I can't wait. So what's the premise behind the show and when can we watch?
When can you watch? I don't know, because I have to finish filming it before I can tell you when you can watch it.
Yeah.
So we have one more week of filming left, and that's happening. Hopefully it's happening, not this week, but next week. And we're looking to be out probably by the end of this year, beginning of next. Okay. So there will be an app to download for HDTV. If you follow any of my social medias, you'll immediately know about it. Danny Russo on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But yeah, so filming a TV show. Now, would you pick a topic because you jumped around? You were talking about a book.
No, actually, I said you're looking at your face. It's so beautiful. I'm sure it distracted you, but I said, "What's the premise of your show?"
The premise of the show. Okay, because I have 3 books coming out this year as well.
Well, we'll skip.
One
We'll
is
skip
not
that
announced yet.
Hey,
One,
tell us about the show first, so we don't get. Yeah.
that's a show. It's a show about me doing. It's a show about me doing a kitchen renovation and a whole house renovation during COVID with 2 clients that are my best friends. My one's my best friend, and we ended up doing this while they're working from home during a pandemic. Trish came down, so we had a lot of drama. It was very good TV. I can guarantee you.
Well, I'm just curious, are you going to stick to filming only in Dallas? Or are you going to skip around? Is Danny going to be doing other?
Danny will do whatever you want him to do for whatever. I really wanted to call the show. I really wanted to call the show Danny Does Dallas, but that pushed the edge a little too much. So we reeled it back in to be Danny Does Design, and it can change to whatever city we're in that episode or season. So we know we get 1 season out of 1 project. So we try to make it friendly for the people that love DIY. So imagine, trying to describe this. It's like HGTV meets the DIY network with me doing the construction. I do have helpers. We do have a general contractor. But just imagine all 3 of those into that, and that's what this show is. And then you're also going to be able to shop all the products that I'm using. They're from my own line, from other people's line. It's going to be a completely shoppable network. So if you like the rug I'm using, if you like the lamp I'm using, you'll be able to click a link and purchase it right from the TV show and the app.
Oh, that's so neat. I love that. You broke up. Say that again.
It's a shoppable network.
Oh, that's so cool. Because I don't know if you remember, I can't remember if it was VH1 or MTV, where they had these music videos and it would like pop up little information. Was it pop-up video? Okay.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
Think of that in a way, because I would always be like, yeah. Nobody really cares about that part of the story, but also tell us what they're wearing, where they're at. Like, like more details. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah. And we're a millennial geared network. So you're not going to get the polished. From me, you're not going to get polish. From me, you're going to get my uniqueness.
I think of you as being polished. So now I'm kind of curious what this will be.
Think of me as being polished?
A little bit, yeah. What would you describe yourself?
I'm a little, I don't know, gritty, rough.
Really?
Not rough. I'm very edgy. So I don't know. I'm not the polished decorator that's like, let's put some sliding doors here and let's put some wood on the wall. And let's just paint everything white. Like, that's not me.
Yeah.
And that's not who you're going to see. So get ready. It's going to be a interesting ride.
All right. Speaking of rides, we're going to ride on over to your books. You got 3 books. So tell us about it. What are these 3 books you're doing?
One is a coffee table book that I can't elaborate on just yet. And that'll be coming out with a bunch of other designers. We just had, my house is upside down right now because we had a photo shoot in my own home. We had a photo shoot at my client's house and we did headshots, all for this one book. And that's going to be coming out later this fall, late fall. Okay. So that's all I can say about that. And then I'm writing a book and that's going to be, it's getting there. That will be out early next year. It's supposed to be out last year. I've been talking about it forever, but we are actually have content written. Since I've been sitting on these flights to Dallas, all I do is write the book and then I have somebody read what I wrote and we rewrite. So that's that. And then in September, I am going to be named, well, I'm already named. I'm Who's Who in America for 2020 as interior design. I'll be featured in Marquis Who's Who. That's not right. It should be Who's Whom, but whatever. So I'm featured in Who's Who in America for 2020 as interior design. And I think I'm the youngest person in the book. I saw a little preview of it the other day, and I'm like, these people are like in their 60s and 70s.
Wow. That's pretty nice for you to accomplish so young. I mean,
yeah.
Just 21, remember?
21. 20. Yeah, I mean, I tell people 22, 23. I'll be whatever age that you believe that I am.
I can relate to that. I can relate to that. Well, that's exciting. Well, congratulations on all of those 3 books, and especially the accomplishment of becoming Who's Who, which is kind of a mouthful because I feel like I'm saying a Dr. Seuss movie. Anyway,
I know. But you know what? I am me, the most wonderful me. I am so me. Wouldn't you love to be me? I was doing this the other day in the office, and they were dying.
It reminds me of Meghan Trainor's song. I can't think of it right now, but it doesn't matter. I wanted to ask you, the book that you're writing, that you're actually writing, is it about you? Is it fiction, nonfiction, a little bit of both? What can people expect from that
It would
book?
be the book of Russo according to Danny. Crazy
Mm.
by Design. That's our working title.
Crazy by Design. Yeah. I love it.
So it's a little bit of me mixed with my history, mixed with my knowledge, and mixed with my experience in the design industry.
Yeah, because you've been in the design industry for a long time.
Way too long.
Yeah.
But only being 21. Giving me away.
Well, we won't do the math. We won't do the math, I promise.
Okay. Good.
Weekday. Yeah. Anyway. No, but moving on, I'm curious, what do you see for yourself in the future? What would you like to do next?
That is the $1 million question. So I've hired a team of people to answer that question for me. So I could tell you that there will be a line of sunglasses. I can tell you that there will be a bedding line. I can tell you that my name will be on products. And I can also tell you that COVID has affected the entire plan. So when that's going to happen, it's up in the air, but we can't get anywhere to produce anything.
Oh, right.
So
they do produce it. Who knows how long it'll take to get here?
Yeah, exactly. So everything was ready to go, and then March happened. So I take it as a kink in the plans, but something.
Yeah. It's a nice pause button to really try to refocus, maybe, or figure things out in a different way, or you just never really know what.
I'm getting really focused, I can tell you that. I've never been so focused in my entire life. I'm like, we're organizing the clouds, the drop boxes, the inbox. It's like
The horror of my life.
unorganized.
Mm-hmm.
We've had to pull this all together for the launch of everything.
Right.
So we're probably doing the YouTube channel. I can guarantee you that's happening soon.
Okay.
It's just all in my head, and I have so much content that we've created over the last 2 years. I need to pull it all together into one nice story and not one hot mess.
No.
So this summer's been trying to keep the train on the tracks, but the train's left the station, and it's a high-speed luxury bullet train, kind of like the one from Hunger Games, and it's going somewhere.
Kind of feels like Hunger Games right about now, so I can relate to all of that. That's exciting, Danny. But you also have your podcast, which you didn't bring up yet. So tell us about that. I mean, literally, you have like 20 jobs or 20 things you're doing. Granted, they all. But,
I have the Design Exchange podcast with myself and Melinda Peters Elliott. I think you can find us on Spotify, iTunes. I'm not real sure because I don't run that portion. I just know I show up and we record. We recorded 3 episodes last week.
Okay.
One comes out every Friday, allegedly. So we're trying to be more consistent with that.
So every Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Design Exchange podcast. I know we have a Facebook group. And I know my friend Sean manages the podcast. But we're getting our bearings on that. We're on our episode. We're getting up to almost episode 70. And we started it about a year ago.
Okay.
So we're getting there. And we're getting our feet wet with that because we've had special guests. We've tried different formats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's speak to that because so many people are starting podcasts. I mean, I started this kind of during COVID. So tell me a little bit about how the whole process started with podcast. Like, what made you guys even decide to start it? And
so I've always wanted to do a podcast, and I had it in my mind, and I was fishing around for people who wanted to be on it. And I talked to a couple friends, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll do it with you. I'll be on it." And I didn't realize what all went into starting a podcast.
mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just hit record on a microphone.
Right.
So we tried doing that. And then if you listen to our first few episodes, they're horrible. So then we got a receiver. Then we got microphones. Then we realized we needed better microphones. And then we realized we needed somebody to program the microphones. So it's like evolved, but starting it, you can't just start it. And a lot of people, you can order a podcasting kit from Amazon.com. I don't recommend doing that because all the ones are different.
Yeah, check out Guitar Hero. Not Guitar Hero, that's the game. Guitar Center. Apparently,
that's where I went. Garage Center, and they. Okay. But I noticed that the microphones that I have in my studio are the microphones that all the big people use. They're the microphones that Howard Stern uses. So I know I bought the right microphones.
Okay. And
when we record, we have to just get our audio levels right. And we've grown. I don't recommend listening to it. It's not, the way Melinda came on, I was like, do people really want to listen to me for however long this is going to be? I'm like, I don't even like listening to myself that long. So I'm like, Melinda, come on. So she's a totally opposite personality from me. She has a totally different aesthetic than I do. I'm coming unbuttoned as we're talking.
Wardrobe functions. It's the 100th episode. Turn up. No, kidding.
Melinda came on. So Melinda Peters Elliott is another designer, and we just gel really well and float ideas.
Yeah.
We just talk and have fun.
Okay.
And try to educate younger designers, educate clients, we just talk about whatever comes to mind. But in design, like, how many times are we going to talk about carpet? Like, if I have to say one more time, yes, wallpaper's coming back. It's never gone anywhere. Like, that's what it's about. It's good. It's better than that.
Yeah. Change. I mean, I just think back to, I live in Cary, North Carolina, and you can see so much older stuff. When we were looking for homes, we went into all these different houses, and you could see like some of these homes maybe have not changed since original builder. And you would see the wallpaper there, that kind of wallpaper, and you could see why people would say no to wallpaper, because it was the ones with the borders.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mother traumatized me with border wallpaper all while I was growing up. So now I have scratch and sniff wallpaper. I have Andy Warhol wallpaper. My wallpaper is unlike any wallpaper you've ever.
Scratch and sniff. I remember the stickers. I do not know about this wallpaper.
I have scratch and sniff wallpaper that comes in cherry, banana, and strawberry.
Why would somebody want those flavor scents?
I honestly don't know. I came out of the Makers era back in 2008. The company was experimenting, and they came up with scratch and sniff paper. I guess in a nursery, it'd be cool.
I don't know.
I've seen it done on their ceiling, so I'm like, how does somebody? You put that wallpaper on the ceiling, but how's anybody gonna smell it if it's on the ceiling?
Well, my thing is also like when I worked in fragrances a long time ago, and there's like different scents that can bring up different emotions, or much like with color theory, there's a sensory part of it with scents and so on. So I was just wondering if there was any emotional reasons behind banana, strawberry. What was it again? Like, I feel like
it's banana, strawberry, and cherry.
Like, those remind me of the glove flavor.
When you were in high school, what was? Remember scratch and sniff stickers?
Yeah.
Didn't they come on like Trapper Keepers or something?
Don't age me with you. I don't know what you're talking about. Trapper Keepers. Oh my God. I grew up with iPads.
Okay.
I really did that. Now, I had a Trapper Keeper, but I don't remember any. I feel like it was something you had to buy separately to get the stickers. Like, there was all these like puffy stickers that maybe had scent stuff. I don't really remember. And even some products like deodorants now have scratch and sniff stickers.
They do use that technology on shampoo bottles. And I haven't been to a store. I don't know what store it's like. If it doesn't come from Amazon, why do I need it?
Well, this is a plug for Amazon, who does not sponsor this show, but should.
According to my husband, I have order disorder. And the worst is when I don't pay attention to the quantities. Yeah. And I'm like, why did I order 3 cases of Milano cookies? Why do we have 8 bottles of body wash? I didn't look at it sold by the case.
Well, I mean, that's better than not noticing the measurements and getting like doll sizes of things. I find those very. Oh. Okay. Do tell.
I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
I ordered toilet
Oh,
paper from China during COVID,
oh,
and it came on these mini rolls.
no way. Oh my
It had
God.
like a huge center and like 4 sheets of toilet paper on it. And I'm like, what in the world? And when we were doing the photo shoot last week, they were like, did you do this on purpose? I'm like, don't ask.
It's to make the bathroom look bigger.
Yeah. That.
That's hilarious, Danny.
I've done it multiple times.
Oh,
Always read before you buy.
like that's my biggest thing about buying clothes online is that I'm
Oh, I had
scared
that happen.
it won't be like for t-shirts. Is it unisex sizes? Is it women's sizes for real? Like, and they come and they're huge or they're too small. Yeah.
I thought I was going to out Amazon this week.
Uh-uh.
So I love wearing big chunky sweaters.
Yeah.
So I Googled women's oversized sweaters.
Okay.
And I figured if I bought the largest size, it would fit. Women are apparently shorter than men. So I looked like I was wearing a heavyweight sweater, turtleneck, crop top. So
Pictures are having.
I've already donated them.
I don't remember you asking me. I'm kidding.
No, because it was the other night. Hayden was here, and he was like, "What the? You were on the phone."
Wait, but couldn't fit Hayden? He's kind of shorter.
Hayden.
And he was like, no. Oh.
Yeah, Amy ended up with them.
Oh, okay. I haven't met Hayden, so I'm just assuming by like from seeing you guys both on FaceTime together or pictures, I think he's smaller than you, but I don't know that now that I said that out loud.
He's like, he's special. He's like the little brother that lives next door. It's really annoying, but it's really fun to hang out with.
I'm an only child, can't relate.
Yeah, we have fun.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
COVID fun. We don't get to do anything. Like we saw each other the other night and we went to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and we felt like lepers. It was like me, Hayden, and my office girl in the corner of Ruth's Chris, and nobody was there. It was like a ghost town. It was Monday night.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No, I haven't ventured into eating inside of restaurants. Only
Melinda's in here making comments.
No, I know. I've been posting them as she said them.
Oh, you have? What did she say?
No, I'm kidding. She was just saying hello, and then she was laughing at the equipment part and need help. Yeah. Oh, and then my mom actually mentions Olivia Gatewood, scratch and sniff in magazines for perfume samples. They have that as well.
Are you supposed to scratch those or just open them?
I think
never
you just open them, but it like
I guess
it all depends. It all depends. I don't know. I don't even get magazines anymore. I don't want to be bothered with. I just like I canceled. Like I was on the verge of renewing anyway. I was like, everything's online anyway. It's faster, but I do miss like sliding through pages and looking at clothes slowly as opposed to swiping all the time. Everything. My wrists are starting to hurt from all of this swiping. So I want to ask you some design questions before we kind of flip the tables a little bit, but
I don't know where I'm looking on this computer. So if I'm looking around, I'm on a weird computer.
Yeah, because we had this whole conversation about where the computer is. I mean, where the camera is. There it is. And you like keep looking at the other one.
I know, because I keep thinking it's up here and I'm looking at you. So I'm looking like, okay, go design questions.
Yes. So many people, like we were talking about, everybody's at home changing up their look. What are some of the tips you would give for, well, everything's kind of sold out at the same time, but what tips would you have, like your 5 top things to do that you could do yourself or
top 5 things you can do yourself.
Yeah.
The cheapest and easiest thing is to rearrange your furniture. And that is considered space planning. So take some of your elements out of the current room and move them to another room. Switch up your artwork is another good one. You've done that one, I believe.
You're like, I'm just in your art.
First is rearrange your furniture. Second is rearrange your art. If you really want to get into it, painting is also an inexpensive way to change things up. Now, if you're going to paint, I highly recommend that you have children. I highly recommend that you have multiple bottles of wine. And then I highly recommend that your children are of age so that they can finish the painting while you get drunk. So that's a really good tip, I think.
Wait, is there? I don't know if it's a good idea to have your kids, depending on the age. I'm assuming.
I think above age 6 to 12.
Really, you think 12?
Yeah, if you can get your 12-year-old involved, you're good, golden. But I think kids you have their attention span and they're capable between ages of 6 and 9. Above age 9, they're into their video games. That's just my thought. I don't have kids. I don't really know how they work. I like children that do work. Not in that way, though. This is going bad.
Your uncle Russo,
like painting stuff and like helping me do furniture.
Yeah. No, they're really good about design and decorating because they don't know any limits. So they're pretty much like, I want this, I want that. And then you're like, okay, let's tone it down a little bit more. More. This is more realistic type of thing.
Also, it's a good time to get, if you do have kids, something cheap and easy to do is have your kids do art or go through your children's art collection that you've kept over the years. Pick out a few great pieces and take those. You can go to a store called At Home, even Home Goods or Target, and just get frames and put those pictures into frames and then start working your room around those colors. You'll be very surprised at what your children have come up with and how amazing it looks when you put white matting around it or black matting in a cheap frame. So there's your art trick for the day.
That's a great one because I've collected a lot of art. I keep saying I'm going to frame and have it. So now I have the time. I have no excuse. I can order it all from Target.
Yeah.
Easy.
But make sure you get it.
Melinda's outing you about 35 bar stools. Apparently you ordered 35 bar stools from Amazon once.
Okay. First of all, the way that story goes, there was a bar stool sale at one of my vendors. So I bought out their stock one night I bought out their stock and I had 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I had about 20 bar stools arrive at my warehouse. And I'm like, okay. I remember doing this, but why did I do this? Like, I only need bar stools in case the client didn't like those bar stools. So anyway, I kept them in my warehouse for about 2 months.
Okay.
But they've gone on, and just this past weekend, we sold 6. We sold 6, and another 6 are being looked at. So
there you go. That's hilarious. So we have a question also about what's your favorite way to hide electric cords?
So no pillows. So I go on Amazon. Sometimes you can find them. You usually can find these things at Christmas time. They're remote controls. So they typically come on a 4 circuit. So you'll get one switch, one remote control with 4 different areas to operate. So I try to think about where my things are going, and I'll usually place art over an electrical outlet, or I will place a piece of furniture and then run the wiring around. So I have I don't know how to describe it. I use power strips a lot, and I use these, what I was just talking about, to turn on all my lamps. But cable management, I use big, long power strips. And then I use the remote control elements. So you have one remote control. It's called the source. You plug your lamp into it. It then goes onto your remote control. You plug that, if you have 2 buffet lamps, you plug that into one outlet, and I typically tape them up and behind or under furniture. I'm real tricky when it comes to that.
That's smart.
I hate seeing cords.
Me too.
I look at my wrist and I'm like, okay, what's going to go there? What can hide that? And that we start thinking about that early on in the design project. If we get renders, I typically can determine that when somebody hands me a rendering. But to hide them, you say pillows. And now I'm thinking you live in a hookah lounge.
No, I just have this one. Okay.
But
Hi. Yeah.
no, I mean, you get the remote remote switches. You typically find them for Christmas trees. That's how I got the idea about 10 years ago. I would
Okay.
Christmas tree on and off with the remote control. And then I'm like, I can use these for other things.
Right.
So I have them all over the house, and I think I have a total of at least 8 in this house.
I know I did a commercial actually for a company. I'm going to butcher their name because I butchered it the whole commercial.
I remember this commercial you did. It was for the clapper. That's how you hide the electrical cords.
I have a clapper. Funny enough, I got it at a flea market because I was like, oh my God, I always wanted one of these. I am a pop culture nerd. Like I've never had a Chia Pet. I still haven't done that, but part of me kind of wants one, but I'm like, it looks like junk. But I do have a clapper for my Christmas tree. Funny enough, that's how I turn it on.
That's hilarious.
But I got it at not a flea market, whatever those things called, yard sale. Gosh, now you made me lose my train. Oh, Legrand. They would have like built-in all these different pop-up electrical things that were really cool, which is really amazing. They have those options as well. But I mean, you know this because we both bought the new MacBook. Everything's changing. Like I bought this stupid power strip that had like automatic USBs, but now everything's USB or whatever it's called. So that's a constant like pain to do as well. Or,
yeah, my office is ready to kill me with the cords because everything is charged. Like my doorbell needed charge the other day. My headset needs charged. Yeah. The dog needs charged. The dog has a Wi-Fi collar. Now he needs charged.
Oh no! Wait, Wi-Fi collar for your dog?
Well, I have to know where he's at. What if somebody abducted his walker and I have to? He's like out there on his own. I have to find him.
He doesn't have a chip. Like he has
a chip, but he has a Wi-Fi collar with GPS, so I can see exactly where he's at.
I had one of those for my dog, but it was since he's so small, it just looked like torture. It just looked like I was putting this big, like his neck just looked like it was trying to hold it up.
No, he has a collar and then he has his heart.
Really small, but he's only 8 pounds, so a couple of ounces is like.
Orso hasn't interrupted us.
Orso?
Okay. No, I'm surprised Orso hasn't interrupted us. I was choking myself trying to hide these wires, but I just got given up.
I can relate.
Give me another question. Throw me some hard balls. We had some ones today.
I just saw it. Where'd it go? Oh, ask him about installing LVP.
Whose question was that?
I'll give you $20.
Walker.
She's trying to set you up. Well, at least she gave initials. Nobody knows what it is.
So LVP stands for luxury vinyl plank. It is a very good product, and it is a very wise product to use. So you'll see this product used on Danny Does Design, and Danny laid the product with his own hand. I had contractor hands when I came back. When Danny left, the contractor decided to rip it all up and start from scratch.
Oh no!
But anyway, it's what you see in malls, retail spaces, commercial spaces, hospitals. It's coming into the home a lot more lately. The technology's changed, but it's to your mother's old version of linoleum tile. Remember how it used to come in a big long roll? Yeah. Okay.
I know where.
It's plastic floors, but high-end plastic. So it's like textured, and there's repeats in the wood. You'd have to be a designer or in the industry to know that it's not real wood. So it comes in the plank, and you can variate the plank. So we really confuse. You can confuse the eye by using this product because it's not wood, and it's what you're doing. It has a cork backing, so it's waterproof, moisture-proof. Now, I don't think anything is proof. So I'll say resistant, but it's also scratch resistant, pet friendly. It's great for great rooms. In Texas, we did it on the first floor in their whole house, and it looks great. But
go ahead.
I love mixing commercial elements into residential. So just me.
No, is it any different in texture as far like you said? It looks the same, but can you?
You would not even be able to know the difference if I showed you a piece of wood and a piece of LVP. You would not.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know if maybe it was, I don't know, hardwood floor is kind of cold, so I didn't know if it was like a little bit different on that sense too. Because
I hear people say they're warmer. It's
there you
it's
go.
the same product that's in my lips. It's just on the floor.
I'm learning a lot about you, Mr. Danny, that you got floors in your lips. Or your lip hits the floor. I don't
Plastic.
know. Oh wow. So that's exciting. Yeah, Melinda's like, "Ah, how dare you block me, basically.
I'm just kidding. Love her.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have a great relationship and probably make a lot of fun
She's
together.
probably very confused why I haven't called her, text her back today because I haven't had a minute. So hi, Melinda, if you're watching this, I have been working on camera all day long, and I didn't realize that this video thing was today. Thought it was tomorrow. I don't know.
He just shows up pretty. That's all.
No, you booked this, and I was in Texas because when I looked at my calendar today, it said that this was happening tomorrow, and it also said it was happening in Central Time. So I was real confused.
Oh no. Yeah, because I remember when you confirmed it, you're like, make sure you send me an email so my staff.
Well, I was in Texas, so it went onto my calendar in Central Time and whatever.
So weird. The joys of being a traveler and a jet setter.
Listen, I'm on. It's like more like a hobo on a Greyhound bus these days.
I know better. I know better. You always have champagne and caviar taste, no matter what kind of vehicle you may be finding yourself in, or hotel for that matter.
And if you ever want to figure out a way, because the airlines aren't selling alcohol, you are allowed to take mini bottles of alcohol or champagne through TSA. I learned that little travel trick my third time around.
Oh, see, learning how to smuggle and everything.
There's no alcohol service on airplanes anymore.
No, part of me is thinking that might be a good thing for those that might get too slosh and not pay as much attention, or fall back in regular habits pre-COVID, like not wanting to wear their mask, or not everybody's fun drunk like yourself. Not drunk, that sounds bad, but
I love me. I'm the most wonderful me.
So some people you mix anxiety and alcohol in the sky. They probably don't feel.
So I've learned so much about myself the last year. I used to be afraid to fly.
Okay.
Now I've learned that you always want to be in an aisle seat, so you don't have to bother anybody to go to the bathroom. You always want to get on the plane last, as long as you have an assigned seat. Who cares when you're getting on the plane?
Pretty much.
And then I always love to mess with the people that have anxiety, and I could see them when there's like turbulence, and I'll just be like, "Oh my God," and I like make it extra.
So they're more concerned about you instead of themselves, or making it worse for them.
I don't know. I get bored traveling. Like,
I'm usually the talker. If there's someone sitting next to me that's willing to talk, I will stay up and talk to you the whole flight. And I'm still friends with some of the people I've made friends with on flights, like to this day, and it's been years. Yeah, I love traveling.
One of my reps always says, he goes, "Have you ever met somebody that you have not become friends with?" I'm like, not unless they don't like me. And if they don't like me, that's a them problem, not a me problem. But I talk to everybody.
You do?
Yeah. Like how we met when you were wearing that wonderful jacket and you were, where were we? Were we in Vegas or were we in High Point? Or were we in both?
We were in High Point. I haven't made it to Vegas Market. We were in High Point.
There's another version of you walking around Vegas Market.
I'm sure there was.
Ask Trish about it. I remember walking around with you and then like, who is this woman? Then I remember you being in Vegas, or maybe that was High Point and maybe I was just.
It was a fun time in High Point. Yeah. So it could have felt like Vegas because it was a fun time. It was a lot of fun, actually. Let's say that again.
Is that during the tornado?
No. Oh, well, I don't remember. No. I don't think so. Okay. I don't remember. We just had a hurricane here, so they kind of all start blurring together after a while.
Because they're done. 2 years ago. Was it the hurricane market that we met?
I honestly don't remember which one. I don't think there was a hurricane because I'm kind
Anyway,
of a scaredy cat with that kind of stuff. I wouldn't be out. So then I remember I was wearing white jeans, and I definitely would not be wearing white jeans in the hurricane season. So probably not. And I thought I was so cute. I was like, oh, I'm going to look like all the other designers. They always wear white jeans, never noticing the fact that it was always the men that were wearing the white jeans. And I was like,
You'll never
exactly like Carson Kressley and Tom
Felicia.
Felicia, both wearing, like, we were all three wearing almost the exact same outfit or a color pattern at least.
I completely
And I was
agree.
like, okay, I'm not going for comfort ever again at these things. And then Trish is wearing like heels, and Donna was wearing all this. No, I didn't meet her then. Did I meet her the second? I don't even remember. But everybody else was dressed.
One of the second time.
Okay. I don't
know. Trish?
Uh-huh.
Trish was wearing 6-inch heels, and I'm like, how are you going to maneuver market in those? Like, I wear big crazy shoes. I don't know how you girls do.
I always try to wear, now I know to get really cute flats for High Point Market, but only flat sneakers. So
there's a tip. Shayla Copus uses some sort of numbing cream on her feet to make the shoes. Is it hemorrhoid cream? She uses some sort of cream. Ask Jennifer Farrell. She uses something to numb her feet so her shoes don't. She can wear her shoes.
LMX, lidocaine or something. I think we talked about it. Yeah. Because I used to sell LMX, and I was like, I could have been using this the whole time I was selling, because I was wearing 6-inch heels while I was selling to pharmaceuticals, or all the plastic surgeons, because I was trying to make those sales.
Exactly.
Not kidding. I wanted to be eye level, or at least a little intimidating to the doctors as I'm sharing my wares. Yeah, I've had many careers, many lives, but that's hilarious.
My makeup is on. Do you have a filter on me?
Do I have a what?
Do you have a filter on me, or like my makeup is not?
I do.
You do?
I don't. I'm not that fancy.
Okay. About me.
Yeah, I know. Like it's like $6.50. I guess we'll just talk a little bit about me. It's typical though. That's why I'm doing this show. It's not like I want to talk about myself. I want to hear about other people. I just want to finally be the nosy one that can ask all the questions to find out.
I'm sure you have all new viewers now. So let's tell the viewers.
Yeah.
Where did you come from? And how did I end up on ESPN radio in the middle of North Carolina talking about fine china with 3 big straight men?
I love it. You're like, let's talk more about me, but from your side. That's exactly why I picked you to be my guest today. Because I was like, I don't want to spend the whole hour being about me. Like, no way.
I'm trying to give you the lead into the whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So how did we come about? Well, funny enough, how this all came about, really, it was about 4 years ago, really, 2016. I had this wonderful idea that, so many people were going for jobs that they weren't necessarily qualified for on a very public forum. And I was like, well, I'm going to do it too. Let's see what job I've always wanted. So I started applying for hosting positions because I was a stay-at-home mom. I was part-time owner with my mom on an art gallery, hence all the artwork, and the earrings always made by my mom, the artist. And so I started applying for all these jobs just to see, because now that, all these different platforms are offering online podcast type experiences, I was like, ooh, maybe I can find something. And I didn't want to do it alone because I've always worked as a team with someone. Let's say what?
You've done it alone, and you've done a good job at it.
Thank you, but yeah.
You were the same way when I started enough about you. When I started design, I wasn't confident that I could do it on my own, and I had a business partner, and that was one of the mistakes I ever. Don't ever have a business partner.
Yeah, well, honestly, I wish with you having Melinda, I wish I had a partner, like guest, because then I wouldn't be, or a co-host even, because then I wouldn't always be so dependent on a guest if they don't show up or if things happen, or being able to just stick with a continuous theme or even talk about hot topics. Like, it's kind of one-sided doing it by myself type of thing. Exactly. So
I get so bored talking to myself. or the people that may or may not be listening. I'm like,
right. You start getting in your head too much. Like, am I talking too much? Am I making sense? If you're talking to someone else, it's more conversational. You have goals of what you want to talk about, so on. But anyway, so I started working for Beautiful Brown Girls, and it was 2 other girls. It was all 3 of us together. We would talk about hot topics. It was every other week. And much like now, I did all the behind the scenes stuff. I did all the computer stuff, the producing, the writing, the typing. And I was the dyslexic one. So I was kind of like, but okay, we'll see how this works out. And I had to like type everything out because it wasn't.
You were the leader.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Like
Well, I mean, I was the oldest one. So maybe that was why. But yeah. And maybe I had the most camera experience in that sense too. I don't really remember now, but it was fun. But there was a big career, like not career, but we were at different places in our lives. So there was times when I would go on the show, and I was also dealing with some medical stuff that I wasn't telling people on air about it because it just kind of like got worse and worse and worse, whatever. But anyway,
you were all at different points in your careers.
Yeah, we were all at different points, and just I was taking this very seriously, and I felt like sometimes they weren't. It was just a hobby for them, and you know, I work in the film industry, so I don't take being on camera lightly. Like you don't want to having an audience. I don't take that lightly either. And not saying that they didn't. It was just not the same way I was used to. But anyway, I got really sick. I needed some time off. I had never missed a day. I even brought my camera equipment with me while I was on vacation with family and so on. And the next day she was like, I asked for some time off just to figure out some medical conditions and get some testing and so forth done. And the next day she was like, well, how long before you're back? I was like, dude, it's every 2 weeks, first of all. And I just told you yesterday after the show. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. You're giving too much runaround. Like it felt a lot like we were just promoting her brand for free because there was always an excuse for why she couldn't get sponsorship. Yeah, they're still on air.
Do I know who this person is?
No, you don't. It's no. Because that was the second time I was signed on to do a show. I was interviewed, and then after the interview, he offered me. And then that's how we met. And then while I was promoting that show, waiting for it to take off, is how I ended up on radio, ESPN radio, no less. Because even I don't make any sense beyond ESPN radio. I played one sport. I watched some sports in high school, and in college, my husband already knows. I dated a couple of athletes, but I didn't really go to the games for the most part. I wasn't that good. Like I get it. I like it. I'm entertained by it, but to have a conversation about it for hours, I couldn't do. I couldn't do it. I can do it for 30 minutes. Well, maybe basketball or soccer, probably, but maybe even tennis. Yeah, but for the most part, not a whole. Anyway, so I talked about entertainment there. It was a lot of fun. I ended up winning best radio personality, and that really gave me a nice confidence boost.
In Raleigh, and that's a big market.
It is. It's in the top 25. So it's a huge market. So I was very lucky. I was part of the morning drive, and to be the first woman to ever win as well was a big deal. And person of color for that matter as well. Like there's man or woman. There hasn't been, I was the first one. And it was strange. I guess being on a sports station is very competitive because they were not happy that I won. Like,
you told me. I remember that. I remember those days.
Oh, it was a very, I wouldn't say toxic workplace because that's extreme, especially after seeing stuff in the news. But it was just
a locker room environment.
It wasn't comfortable, and I felt like a lot of stuff was going on behind the scenes. In spite, like, it was a lot of trouble. It was a lot of bait and switch going on as well, which was unfortunate.
More headaches.
So. Yeah, and like we could have worked as a team as opposed to feeling like I don't know what happened, honestly, but I was like, I'm done. I don't need to play these games. I don't need to do all of this for free, you know? So I left.
You won the award.
Right?
Like
And I was only on radio for 8 months. Like it wasn't even a year, to have made that accomplishment. And I was only on 1 day a week as opposed to 5 days a week.
People as pretty as us were designed for TV.
And that was another thing. Like their cameras were way up and like the worst angles. And I was like, this is not good for me. So I started going live there instead. And so, started getting repeat audiences that weren't in North Carolina. That kind of gave me confidence too that I could do this from home. I got cast in a movie. Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know any of this. I just thought you were okay.
Well, that's what I was talking about.
Keep going. You're moving.
No,
you're moving.
We always talk about stuff that doesn't have to do with work. So, yeah. But so like my real job is I'm a Screen Actors Guild actress, and I had met with a director the week I decided I was leaving the radio station, and I was cast in a movie. Of course, that's the same week that the pandemic hit. So that all went bye. But, my mom had made a point of saying to me, because before I went into my audition, she's like, now, do you want to be a radio star or a movie star? And I'm like, actually, neither. I just want to work in films. So here we are.
Well, yeah, you never know where you're going to end up. I have an intern in Texas who majors in film. Her major's in interior design. She's an intern for the network. She has a production. She's going to dual major in production. Yeah. And she couldn't find an interior design internship. She ended up getting an internship through HDTV, and then she became my intern. And now it's scary, but you never know where you're going to end up. We keep telling her that. Focus on that.
Well, even for me, like I was a spa director, I was an esthetician for years and was an instructor as well. And I would have stayed with that career if it wasn't for carpal tunnel. Like that kind of ruined it for me, where I just couldn't do it anymore. I mean, I'm obsessed with skincare and makeup still. And of course, eyebrows, obviously. But
my lips are huge.
Have you met me?
No, I'm looking at this and I'm like, what in the hell is, I don't know.
Like, speaking of spa world.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's funny. When I worked at Kate Somerville's, a lot of the times they would ask me to, some of the clients would come in and like, I want her lips. And I'm like, you can buy them. Because we worked on commission, right? So I would stand in the corner while the nurse was using me as a model for their lips.
Hilarious.
I know. I should have gotten them trademarked. I need to talk to my lawyer about that. Just kidding. Yeah, but this has been fun, like with doing the show, with staying connected with people, meeting new friends. Because it's hard as an adult sometimes to make new friends and make new connections, and especially in the entertainment and art world, because it's it's sometimes so competitive.
Yeah. Go back. Melinda goes, ask him how many minutes before a flight that he gets to the airport.
Oh, I missed that one.
I just saw that. So I'm notorious for showing up to the airport 10 minutes before my flight. And I missed my last one. But not because I was late, because they stopped taking bags because they didn't have staff to load the plane because of COVID. And I made a wrong turn.
Wait, you still go 10 minutes? Are you crazy? That would give me so much stress.
I get there about minimum of a half hour. What?
Wow. You have the fast pass thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nobody at the airport right now. Like the airport's completely empty.
Yeah. You see on social media all these pictures. So good to know that it's been pretty empty. Yeah. Oh, Olivia, my mom, she confirms there was no hurricane at the time we went to High Point Market.
Okay, good.
Thanks. Sounded like beautiful. Yeah, from here down.
Hi, Olivia. Love you.
I do love you. Oh, and she says, hi to Danny. You look so happy and you are glowing. Life is obviously treating you well. See?
Nicole DiTomaso did my makeup today, and she put this translucent magic powder on me.
I gotta find out the name.
Well, I know she did a really good job. I look like I'm airbrushed. And I think this might be catch up on me. I don't know.
Oh, I can't see it. Oh, wow. See, it's already 7 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Time goes fast. Because I
I
was,
know.
I had put in the intro, I showed you a picture of you from Columbus Museum as well, Museum of Art.
Well, that picture looked very familiar. Unfortunately, I don't believe that was my room.
No way. I Googled and that came up as your designer. Oh no.
I've seen that room. I have those. I know those lamps. And I'm like, why is she using that picture? And I busted up laughing. That wasn't my room.
See, that's when keywords go bad. Because I didn't read all the names. It might have been that every designer that was part of the exhibit was listed.
Uh-huh. And that's funny.
I hate that because right now, do I want to go there? Yeah, I'll go there. Fine. So right now, I Googled my name because I had Juan Vaidez on.
Don't do that.
Yeah, well, you have to every once in a while because then you'll find out people have stolen your image. Yeah, somebody stole my entire video and wrote out a review in my name.
You told me that.
Yeah, so that happened. And then this lady who underpaid me for a modeling job because we had an agreement. She kept falling through on it, kept falling through. Finally, I was like, forget it. You got to pay me cash. Like, I'm not playing around with you anymore. This is ridiculous because it was supposed to be a barter trade because she was a small business. I was trying to look out. Never goes in my favor. So anyway, she has been using my name, like tagging it throughout her blogs. So no matter what she's posting about, it has my name on it. And I was going to get like really upset and was going to send her this letter, like, and then realize it's because she had get like written out this whole like congratulations for winning best radio personality, but it was still like tagged with everything else. So I was like, Camille, you need to just be happy people care about you enough to use your name.
You've been flying off the handle a little bit lately. You rein it in. You were sending letters. I was on the phone with you, girl.
Oh yeah, no, well, because when you work in the levels of spas that I've worked in, when you're like accustomed to a certain level of professionalism, it's hard to deal with people who don't meet that standard. Like it's really difficult, and I'm trying to do all of my show by myself and still meet those standards, still make sure I follow up, I send the links, I do everything I can to do my side. So when other people don't, it's like an automatic, it just hits me because I trained people, I've hired people. How dare you work in a job and you don't do your best? Like, why are you doing it then? It's not for you. Don't put other people through your drama. So yeah, I get really irate. My husband, he picks on me about it because like customer service to me, I will stop going somewhere if you treat me badly, or like Nordstrom's is dead to me here locally.
Why? Aren't they known for their customer service? Are they still even relevant?
Well, so Nordstrom's Rack I'll still go to because he doesn't work there. But I was going to my dad's red carpet event. My dad had this. He won the DGA Producer of the Year. It was like a big award in LA at the Hilton and all of that stuff in Beverly Hills. And I wanted to like try some new makeup just in case, because Jeremy, 6, he was going to do my makeup, but just in case, because he's always getting jobs. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to expect for him to cancel on a big paying job to do my makeup. Yeah. I don't care how good of friends we are. So just to be safe, to have backup. I get there, and because we have become friendly, we're not friends. We didn't talk outside of Nordstrom's, but because we had become friendly, he felt that he could just keep just keep helping the next person. But I had an appointment. So 30 minutes later, he's still helping other people.
Who are we talking about?
Nordstrom.
Jeremy?
Jeremy.
Okay.
No. Jeremy. Okay. This was the backup Jeremy, just to help me. Well, I wouldn't even call him a backup Jeremy, but this was
he was trying to make commission. He was trying to make commission.
Not realizing I was about to drop bank if he had taken the time. I mean, every time I go in there, I drop bank on him. So it was just like really disappointing. And I haven't been back. I don't shop there anymore.
I had a lady tell me that I gave bad customer service. She may be watching this, and I told her that she can file a complaint at www.dannyrusso.com. Put in the subject line complaint, and I'll be sure to delete it as soon as I see it. I'm just kidding.
Well, no, I mean, but I really try with people because I'm a very friendly, nice person.
Can't please everybody.
But you know, like if I'm spending my money or my time with you, have the equal amount of respect that I have for yours. You know what I mean? That's all. But you know, we're sensitive about our stuff too. But
and everybody wants it for free.
And like I worked in Century City, LA. You know, like they don't play around there.
Okay, we're way on a tangent, both of us.
Yeah,
we're
leaving anyway. We're leaving anyway. So, happy 100th to me.
Happy 100th. I was gonna try to find a cake and a candle, and I narrowed it down to a cube of cheese, and then I couldn't find the candles, and you had already logged on. So
that's what you're like. You logged on quick. Got it.
Yeah, I was looking for a candle.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I was gonna wear my tiara, but I'm having a bad hair day.
Oh,
and so it was too much. Yeah, I know.
But then I look very Guido in Miami, or don't I look like I'm from Jersey or something?
Aren't you from Jersey? Just kidding.
No,
Italian. Isn't that the same place? Just kidding. I live
Sopranos.
in Jersey, so I'm not even.
Very Sopranos.
Oh, there was more comments. I was all the way at the top and missed like a bunch of comments. We'll just do it real quick. Oh no, I did this. Okay. Oh, Melinda, thank you. That is super awesome. Camille, you rock. Yeah, I know. 100 episodes since March 25th. Like, that's crazy. I'm definitely going to be slowing down.
You did that. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you've been doing this forever.
I know, because you said 70 episodes since 2018.
We're not even at 70 yet, but we don't do it religiously. Like one of us, or she has football with her son. I end up flying somewhere for something. So it's hard to get in our time.
No, I get it. Well, we'll have to talk more offline because it's after 7 o'clock. So I made it to 100 episodes. Party. I'm going offbeat.
I'm totally going to bed.
Yeah. Okay.
I need to charge my lips.
What's the Wi-Fi?
USB-C cable.
What in the $7 million man? Oh, that would be such a good show. If they did it now, the $7 million man, or like I don't know, computer people, because clearly they're not gonna be able to use real actors for a while, or maybe they will. Anyway, we will talk offline. And thank you so much for being my guest today and making it all about you. No, I'm kidding. You played right into my plan. It's so weird. I don't like talking about myself. Isn't that weird? I don't know. Nobody in this room believes you. All the eyes that are staring at me in my picture frames. God. Like they all switched to really good.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to bed.
We will chat later. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And thank you. Tell everybody where they can follow you again. Danny Russo Home.
DanielHome.com or Danny Russo on Instagram. DANNYRUSSO. I am the first one that comes up. We are pushing major content out in the next 6 to 12 months.
Nice. Can't wait. We're running out of Netflix to watch. So appreciate you. You have a good night. I'll see you again in like 20 minutes.
All right. Bye.
Bye. That was so much fun. That's my friend Danny Russo. He is so much fun. And thank you guys again for being my guest, my audience. I really would love to hear from you guys. Send some feedback. Let me know what you think about the show, what you would like to see, what changes, if not. I mean, I guess I'll take complaints if it's in the subject line and not delete it, maybe. I don't know. But no, I'm curious what you guys think about the show, what you would like to see moving forward, the format and everything. Because, you know, I've been doing this kind of just as it happens. Like as soon as I could book a guest, I would start thinking of themes or curating different ideas based on who I was able to get a yes from or who I was able to find. And moving forward, I'm curious what you guys like to do, because it's not just about me anymore. I've done 100 episodes that were all about me, so to speak. And now that you guys have been spending this time with me and investing your time with me as well, I'm curious what you guys would like to see moving forward. More musical guests, more actors, more filmmakers, makeup artists, whatever, or even more businessmen or businesswomen, business people, to share more about computer stuff, business stuff. I'm using very technical terms for that stuff. Any of that, just let me know. Keep me posted. I want to make sure that we're all enjoying this as much as I am, because I'm loving this. It's a lot of fun. It's great for me as an extrovert just to have people to talk to and listen to. And just, I don't know, like a lot of times I feel like in my past, when it came to working in the entertainment industry, I was easily deterred because I felt like I wasn't good enough at it. Maybe, oh, if it's this hard, maybe it's not meant for me, or maybe they're right, So hearing so many other people have gone through the rejection and the no's and was able to get past it, I find it very encouraging. And it's just a sign for all of us that, that you got to just go past the nose and keep going. It's great. We're going to do this together. So let me know whatever you guys are thinking, what you would like to see in the future. The E-Spot with Camille is signing off on her 100th episode. Yeah, there'll be sound effects later. All right. You guys have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. And make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at The Real Camille Cower for Instagram and Facebook. YouTube, just Camille Cower, CK on Air 1 for Twitter, and I will see you guys there. Oh, and I'm also on TikTok at The Real Camille Cower there as well. I'm not as active. I'm working on getting better at it.